His girlfriend walked into the wrong room at 2 a.m. and got an eyeful of his completely naked body, and now his roommate wants him to change how he sleeps in his own bedroom. Stick around because after this, we've got 4 more stories so wild you won't believe these people are real. She walked into my room in the middle of the night and saw everything. And somehow, by morning, I was the one being put on trial. Let me back up just a little. I've slept naked since I was a teenager. I run hot, I sleep better that way, and honestly, it's just my preference in my own space. My roommate has always known this. It was never a problem. We have an unspoken rule. You knock before opening someone's door. Basic respect. It worked perfectly fine for months. Then his girlfriend came to stay over for a couple nights. I actually liked her. We'd all hung out before, had a decent dynamic. That particular night, the 3 of us went out, had some drinks, got home late, and just crashed. Nothing out of the ordinary. I went to my room, did my usual thing, and fell asleep. Sometime in the middle of the night, she needed the bathroom. Here's the thing about our place. My bedroom door and the bathroom door are right next to each other. She didn't know the layout. She opened the wrong door. My door. I have this hazy, half-asleep memory of the door opening. She saw what she saw, the door closed, and I went straight back to sleep without thinking twice about it. It was an accident. These things happen. But the next morning, my roommate and his girlfriend are standing there visibly upset. With me. She was uncomfortable. She was embarrassed, and apparently the entire situation was my fault because I had the audacity to sleep the way I always sleep in my own unlockable bedroom. Their demand was simple. I need to start wearing clothes to bed. Not just for that visit, permanently, because she was going to be staying over more often, and my sleeping habits made her uncomfortable. I stayed calm. I explained my position clearly. I am in my own private room. I wasn't walking around the apartment. I wasn't making a scene. She opened my door without knocking, in the middle of the night in a place she'd never slept before. That's an honest mistake, and I genuinely don't blame her for it. But the solution to that mistake is not me permanently changing my sleeping habits in my own bedroom because of someone else's discomfort with a situation she accidentally created. They didn't love that answer. A few days passed and my roommate still wouldn't let it go. He kept pushing, and then it escalated in a way I genuinely did not expect. He started walking into my room on purpose, just to check, to see if I was actually still sleeping naked, as some kind of pressure tactic to get me to cave. Here's the irony. I don't particularly care if he sees me. We're both adults. We've been in that kind of situation before. It doesn't faze me. But the principle of it, he's walking into my room uninvited to police what I do in my own bed. That's a different problem entirely. So I made some moves. Our lease won't let us change the door hardware, but I found a simple fix, a doorstop. Cheap, effective, no drilling, no damage. Problem physically solved. Then I sat down with my roommate and had the real conversation. I pointed out the obvious, that he and his girlfriend were almost certainly not sleeping fully clothed in the next room over, and yet I wasn't making demands about their bedroom behavior. He said that was different. I said it really wasn't. I pointed out that she now knows which door leads to the bathroom, so the original incident simply won't repeat itself. He said she was still uncomfortable. I asked what exactly she thought was going to happen. Was she worried I was going to wander the apartment at night? I suggested that if my apartment made her that uncomfortable, maybe they could stay at her place. He said it was easier to come here. Easier, even though I apparently make her so uncomfortable. I wrapped up the conversation simply. I'm still sleeping the way I sleep. There's now a doorstop on my door. If that's not good enough, then I genuinely don't know what to tell them. My roommate went quiet after that. I think he's going to let it go. I think he knows he doesn't actually have a leg to stand on here. My private room, my private habits, an accidental walk-in that has been physically prevented from happening again. But here's what I keep coming back to. At what point does a guest comfort override what you're allowed to do behind your own closed door? This next one had me shaking my head. So my teenage neighbor accidentally scratched my car with her bike. Minor scratch, cost almost nothing to fix. She was devastated. Immediately called her mom, apologized on the spot. I told her we were completely fine and didn't charge them a single dollar. A few days later, her mom reaches out. Her daughter still feels guilty and wants to apologize more properly. Sweet, I think. Then she mentions a cake, even sweeter. They show up. The daughter's holding a cake box, looking like she wants to disappear into the floor. And her mom has her phone out, filming. I ask if we're being recorded. The mom says yes, and she wants to make a video showing how young people take responsibility. She'd blur my face, but she needed to capture me accepting the apology on camera. I took the cake, told the girl everything was genuinely fine between us, that I'd already forgiven her the day it happened. Then I told the mom I wasn't going to be part of the video. She got frustrated, said I could have just let it play out. I went home. Now she won't even look at me when we pass each other. Here's the thing. That poor girl was visibly mortified. This wasn't about her healing, it was content, and I was being filmed without my consent. Would you have just smiled and played along? This next one had me divided. So my wife makes spaghetti, it smells incredible, and she tells me to just eat it before asking questions. I should have known right there. I dig in. It tastes a little sweet, a little earthy, kind of off, but not terrible. I eat half a plate. Then I ask what she changed. She blended up 6-day-old leftover spaghetti and mixed it into the sauce to thicken it. I put my fork down. I'm not saying it made me sick. I'm saying the second I knew, I couldn't continue. There's something about blended week-old noodles hiding in my food that my brain just couldn't get past. She said I was being dramatic because I'd already eaten half of it and clearly survived. But that's exactly the problem. I didn't consent to that. I would have said no up front if she'd told me. She called me wasteful and disrespectful. I made myself a sandwich. She barely spoke to me all night, then told her whole family, and now they think I embarrassed her. Look, I genuinely feel bad that her feelings got hurt. She was trying to be creative, not malicious, but I also think I deserve to know what I'm eating before it goes in my mouth, not after. Her family says I overreacted. My mom says I got tricked. So tell me, or now, where do you land on this one? Here's one that genuinely got under my skin. My daughter's in 4th grade, and she's been struggling with math all year. Multiplication, division, the works. The school's tutoring wasn't clicking, so I stepped in and taught her the way I learned it. Old school, straightforward, and it worked. Homework went from a nightmare to totally manageable overnight. Then she came home from a test completely devastated. She got a 50%. I looked at the paper. She missed 2 questions out of 25. That should be a 92. So I called the teacher to figure out what happened. Turns out my daughter got marked wrong on every question she answered correctly because she used the wrong method, not the box method they teach now. The test said, show your work. It did not say, use a specific method. The teacher's response, too bad. And if it happens again, it's a 0. I went straight to the principal. Yes, I made it a big deal because it is a big deal. You don't fail a kid for getting the right answer. Math isn't about one single path to the solution. It's about solving the problem. The principal agreed. The grade got changed. The teacher was told she can't penalize students for using alternate methods as long as the work is shown. My wife thinks I overreacted and made the teacher's life harder for no reason. Did I, though, or does getting the right answer always count? Here's one that had me saying finally out loud. It was my birthday dinner. Small group, nice restaurant, people I actually wanted there. 3 days before, I messaged the family chat. Please don't film my face. Food, the room, whatever. That's fine. Just not me. My sister-in-law, Lena, who's an influencer, said, got you. 10 minutes in, her phone is up. I quietly asked her to stop. She said I looked great. It was just vibes. My husband backed me. She lowered it for about 2 minutes. Then the cake came out. Sparkler, staff singing, the whole thing. Lena stands up, points the camera directly at my face and goes, birthday girl reveal. So I put my hand over the lens. Didn't grab it, didn't touch her, just covered the camera for a second and said stop. She snapped that I ruined her shot. Emil told me to let it go. My husband said my boundary was fair, but maybe I made a scene during the song. Next morning, Lena texts that I humiliated her and looked unprofessional. Mil's advice? I should have moved seats if I didn't want to be on camera. Here's the thing. She's posted me before without asking. Co-workers brought it up. That's exactly why I put the boundary in writing beforehand. It's my face. It was my birthday, and I had to physically block my own camera to be heard. Was I wrong to do it? So there you have it. Now I want to hear from you. Drop your verdict in the comments below. Was he in the wrong, or was she? And if you want more stories like this, hit like and subscribe. We post every week.